Democratic Socialist Senator from Vermont, Bernie Sanders, is proposing we cut the standard U.S. work week from 5 days to 4, but keep the salary the same. His plan makes the change over a span of 4 years. Sanders shared this at a hearing on the bill yesterday, and he defended his measure while Republican Senator Bill Cassidy asked what it would mean for businesses. Watch.
The question that we are asking today is a pretty simple question. Do we continue the trend that technology only benefits the people on top, or do we demand that these transformational changes benefit working people? This is not a radical idea.
We have a balance. This disrupts that balance. And we won't maintain the status of being the world's wealthiest nation if we kneecap the American economy with something which purports to be good for the American worker, but indeed will lead to offshoring of jobs seeking for a lower-cost labor force.
Hillary Vaughn is on Capitol Hill. Hillary.
Hi, Harris. Well, Republicans say that this idea that everybody gets a 3-day weekend every weekend would be a business killer. So we had some questions for Senator Bernie Sanders about how this would all work and how businesses could afford it. Here's how it went.
Can I talk to you about the 32-hour work week? It seems like Fox Business. It seems like Democrats want businesses to be taxed more, pay their workers.
Really? Is that what you think?
pay their workers.
Excuse me.
I didn't get to ask a question.
Okay, thank you.
Senator,
You want to hold it? Okay. We held a hearing on a 32-hour work week because what we have seen is that over the last 50 years, despite a huge increase in worker productivity, almost all of the new wealth has gone to the top 1%, while 60% of the people are living paycheck to paycheck. Many of our people are exhausted. We work the longest hours of any people in the industrialized world. I think it's time for a shortened work week.
could I ask you a question about that? It seems like Democrats want businesses to be taxed more,
that's not my assumption.
pay their workers more, lower prices,
and
now pay people not to work.
You know what I would like to see?
How are businesses going to survive that? That's the question. How can businesses survive all of those proposals?
When Mr. Bezos pays an effective tax rate lower than the average worker, I think we have a real problem in our tax system. I think that billionaires have got to start paying their fair share of taxes.
So, Harris, if Senator Bernie Sanders had his way, I guess we would both be off work today. Harris?
I bet he wishes you were off work. That was great. Thank you so much. Jackie DeAngelis, co-host of the Big Money Show on Fox Business, is working for certain right now, in focus right now. You had so many comments. Share some.
So first, I'm listening to him about reducing the work week. Number one, you're going to erode the work ethic that this country was built on, Harris. How much less do you want people to work than 40 hours? But number two, the implications of that on corporations and small business, by paying people for an extra day of work where they are not producing, will put not only some businesses out of business altogether, but it'll create an environment where you're going to see more layoffs because the companies, that's not a sustainable model, and the companies won't be able to afford it. So we're living in an era, he's talking about technology and AI, where people are worried about their jobs already. And you want to implement a policy like this for the people who will still be working? It's disastrous.
Well, what happens for those small businesses when they need people to buy into the cause and to stick around extra and help me make this dream work? You're right. I mean, that's how this country was built. So Paul Morrow, former New York City detective and attorney, was on the couch with us on Outnumbered yesterday, and he asked 10-plus hours, 4 days a week.
Right.
That way you get the 40 hours, but people get a 3-day work week. What do you think?
I think that's great. That's an alternative. That's a model that I've seen used at different companies, and people like it. They like the flexibility post-COVID to be able to work differently. But the companies and the government can work with them in making arrangements that are better. Let me just make one comment about what he said about the wealthy and the Jeff Bezos and why they're not paying their taxes. The top 1% in this country pay 46% of the entire federal income tax bill. He needs to stop saying that.
That would be a lie if he's saying that.
Yes.
He's super smart. You know that he would know that, right? I don't know. He's a Democratic Socialist. Maybe he's given so much away he can't remember what it's all worth.
That must be it.
Last quick one for you. I want to talk about inflation right now. And you and I got into it during the commercial because how do you ignore this? Inflation is staying high despite a hot job market and sky-high interest rates. Well, that was to try to cool things down, so they're still sky high. Try to buy a house, you'll know. Government data show Inflation has risen by more than 18% under President Biden's watch. And February statistics show the producer price index jumped by 0.6% last month. The consumer price index is up by more than 3% last month compared with last year. It's complicating the Fed's path to cutting those painful interest rates. A new op-ed argues the Fed's nightmare scenario becomes more likely. Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen told Fox Business she's rethinking her words from 2021.
I regret saying it was transitory. It has come down, but I think transitory means a few weeks or months to most people. I wouldn't expect this to be a smooth path month to month.
Consumers spending record amounts on credit card in order to just survive for basic things. They can't afford basic items. How long do you think this credit card debt accumulation can continue?
I see that as a normalization rather than a disturbing new trend.
Okay, wait, let's take a pause there. We'll get to the Washington Examiner in a second. Okay, so you're going into further debt on your credit cards to buy food. She thinks that's a normalization. So she went from transitory to normalization.
The mea culpa on transitory, thank you so much, but it's 3 years later. It's not helping us now. On the normalization, that was the part of that interview, Harris, that really made my head explode. We had saved up money during the pandemic. We were correcting some of the mistakes that we were making as Americans for so many years. And now she's saying you've got $1 trillion in credit card debt as a nation, and that's normalization. That's a good thing. The philosophy and sort of the logic behind this is it's escaping me.
I don't know. The whole thing just makes me feel that there's a disconnect between the person who's saying it and the people who are living it.
Living it, absolutely.
Yeah. Can we get back to the Washington Times column now? I just want to show everybody because that had popped up. It's titled, Biden's team regrets making inflation worse now that they're facing re-election. Politics now being pointed to for maybe that blindsidedness that they
Well,
they seem to have.
absolutely, because the economy and how people feel, Harris, when they're shopping at the grocery store is a #1 issue that is on the ballot when we get to November. And they realize they made some big mistakes here to further their agenda along the way. Having said that, she said it, and President Biden says, my #1 priority is to bring prices down for the consumer. Well, they're up almost 20% over the course of the last 3 years. Real wages just started outstripping inflation, or outpacing it rather, a couple of months ago. People are suffering. And when you have a nation that isn't saving, tapping into 401ks, which is retirement money they're supposed to save for later, you've got big problems on your hands. And they're not addressing any of that.
All right, let's drill down on inflation. How it started. January 2021. Milk was $3.47 a gallon. January 2024, $3.96 a gallon, 4.1 increase. This is really where you get into it. The price of eggs has been all over the place, and it's only been bad. We had the bird flu last year. Now we have something called Bidenomics flu.
Yeah.
I mean, what's happening with the cost of food? And you see it there, butter as well. You've got many ingredients that go into that, cream, so on and so forth. So that's impacted by all of that. Look, when you can't buy the foods you need, that means you're not doing well.
Absolutely.
No matter how anybody sells Wall Street.
Yeah.
Last quick thought.
The last quick thought is what we were talking about in the break. As a cancer survivor, I think about food. I think about what I put in my body and my health a lot. Other people do too. You see young people trading down because food is so expensive, eating junk food because it's cheaper, not shopping the perimeter of the store. That's dangerous long term.
Yeah. And God bless you.
Thank you. Thank you,
my friend,
Harris.
the survivor.
Thank
Good to
you.
see you.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.